Hello, my name is Kurt, and today I will be talking about herbs that help with anxiety, insomnia, depression, and in general, a mental balance. Now, most of these herbs don't actually have to be taken by people who suffer from anxiety, insomnia, and whatnot, because some of these herbs can actually be taken by everyone, and they're really tonic, adaptogenic herbs that help you maintain well-being, physical and mental and whatnot. Because in today's society, whether you're suffering from anxiety or insomnia or whatnot, we all go through daily trials and tribulations. We're exposed to pollution, we're exposed to electronic radiation, we're exposed to stress on a daily basis and such. So most of these herbs that I recommend can be taken by everybody. Now, I will list and say exactly which herbs those are, because some of these herbs actually are meant for only anxiety or only insomnia or whatnot. So I will tell you guys that as I get to it. But yeah, it's been quite a while since I made a video, and in that time I went through a lot of stress and insomnia, mental breakdowns, panic attacks, and I've actually been on Xanax and Valium for quite a while. And pretty much what happened is that I said I do not want to be on these prescription medications anymore because they turned me into a zombie. Not literally, I wasn't running around and like biting people's necks off. But they turned me into a zombie in the sense that I was zoned out and it felt like I had no brain, and it's a terrible feeling. I really don't like it. I actually like feeling like I have a brain and mental capacity and whatnot. So yeah, being the herbalist that I am, I decided to basically research and test out herbs on myself. And yeah, I can tell you for a fact that these herbs really dragged me out of some really tough situations and helped me in general. But one thing that I'm going to throw out there is the major mistake that I made that pretty much brought me all this stress and all these problems to begin with is my lack of meditation. I pretty much stopped meditating completely, and when I used to meditate on a daily basis or whatever, I was invulnerable to all this stuff. Stress, all this stuff flew over my head, man. I was invincible. But the second I stopped meditating, all that stuff dropped. Like, I was bombarded by stress and it got to my head and really bad. So, in all honesty, I recommend everybody out there to meditate. It's the best cure for all these things. It takes patience and hard work and dedication, but it does work. It does work, and you can drag yourself out of these problems. It's free. It's simple to do. It's not harmful to your health, and in general, it's a good thing to do. Now, what I'm doing now is I'm combining meditation and these herbs to help me get back on track and to maintain well-being. So yeah. Now, the first herb I'm going to be talking about is an herb that everybody can take, and it's called Schisandra. Now, Schisandra is a very adaptogenic, very tonic herb. In Chinese philosophy and Chinese herbal philosophy, they talk about different energy channels and whatnot in the body called meridians, and they say that um, certain organs in the body relate to certain energy, and like the liver and the kidneys are related to Jing energy or something like that. Like, I think there's Jing energy, Shen energy, and Qi energy. But to me, that's all esoteric and whatnot. So I don't know if any of you guys believe in meridians or whatnot, energy channels in the body, but it's said that Schisandra tonifies and goes into all the 12 meridians and cleanses the body on the overall scale, whereas some herbs just go into like 6 meridians or whatnot. So it's a very balancing herb that it's really good for pretty much everybody. But the way it worked for me is that it created this type of um, barrier from stress. Like stress would be coming at me still, but it wouldn't affect me. It would affect me a little bit, but not as much as before. Whereas meditation makes me invulnerable to all stress. So if you combine meditation with this herb, you'll be okay. But yes, Schisandra is some really good stuff. I know for a fact. It dragged me out from many problems. So that's one of the herbs. Another herb I have is called Gotu Kola. It's an herb from India, I believe, and it is said to have properties that increase mental capacity and mental well-being and intelligence and whatnot. It's supposed to make you smarter. Has it made me smarter? Let me think about it. I don't think so. No, I'm just kidding. No herb will magically make you smarter. It'll increase your, it could increase your ability to learn and such, and things of that sort, but it's not just going to make you magically smarter overnight. But I did notice an increase in focus and whatnot, because the effects that Gotu Kola gives me after I drink a cup of tea is that I get this sedated focus. It's not sedation like that you want to go to sleep or whatever, or you get drowsy. No, it's like a sedated focus where your mind is clear and you could focus on anything you want. So I guess that's what makes it good for learning new things and whatnot. So yeah, Gotu Kola is really good stuff. There's research on the internet about it helping with skin issues and all sorts of stuff. So you guys just look it up and whatnot. But Gotu Kola really helped me out as well. Now, next herb, oh yeah, Gotu Kola is also an herb that pretty much anybody can take if you're looking for a boost in mental health or whatnot. It's a good tonic herb in general. So the next herb is Ashwaghanda. Now Ashwaghanda, I take it before I go to sleep because it does make me a little bit drowsy. Not super drowsy to the point where I'm going to go unconscious, but just a little bit drowsy. So I take it before sleep, and it is said to restore receptors in the brain and whatnot and be very beneficial to the body. And my personal belief is that your body restores itself during sleep. So if you add ashwagandha into that equation, it'll increase in more restoration. And I also wake up very refreshed after ashwagandha, so it really helps me out too. But I just recommend getting either an extract of it or the raw herb and grind it up yourself. Do not get any capsules or anything in the store because those generally don't work. So yeah. Ashwagandha is something that can be taken by everybody, I believe, if you want a general boost in health. But yeah, most of these herbs, like I said, can be taken by everybody. But like I said, when I go further down this list that I have, some of these herbs are just generally for one thing, so I will say that. So next is goji berry, another herb or berry, whatever you want to consider it, that could be used by everybody. It helps with circulation issues and has a lot of vitamins in it and whatnot. And what I do is I combine it with Schisandra, but don't go off combining herbs right at the beginning because that can be dangerous. See how your body reacts to it first, and then maybe look into it or whatnot. But yeah, what I do is I combine Schisandra and goji berries, and they give me this synergistic effect that increases the anti-anxiety properties of Schisandra, I believe, because in my opinion goji berry doesn't really have any anti-anxiety properties by itself, but when you combine it with Schisandra, in my opinion, it increases the effects of Schisandra because it has B vitamins and whatnot. So yeah, goji berry, good stuff. Next on the list is actually herbs that didn't do anything for me, and they're very wide and very popular on the internet, and lots of people talking about them and saying good things about them, but they didn't work for me. And these are kava kava and St. John's wort. Now, I tried a variety of different kava kavas. I tried extracts. I tried CO2 extracts. I tried the regular herb itself. I tried pretty much all sorts of kava kava. Didn't do anything for me. Works for other people. Everybody is different, but I just wanted to throw that out there that there are actually some herbs that work for everybody else, but might not work for you. So yeah. St. John's wort is another one that didn't really do much. I took it in tea form and pill form, and the first time I ever took it, I kind of felt something, but then I think I developed either a tolerance to it or maybe it was just placebo effect, and I just don't feel anything from it. No anxiety, anti-anxiety, or anything. And last but not least is an herb that I would use with extreme caution, but it's very good for anxiety. And that is Kratom. Now, Kratom is pretty much an opiate, I think. But it's very effective for anti-anxiety and insomnia and things of that sort, but you have to be really careful with it. Take it in the right dosages, and really, I would stay away from Kratom. Try all the other herbs first. Just try all the other herbs I listed first and see if they work, and if they don't work, then use Kratom as a last resort. But Kratom does definitely work as well. Now those were all the anti-anxiety herbs. Now next I'll go into insomnia. Now this herb, Mulungu it's called, should actually only be used by people who suffer from insomnia and anxiety, but mostly for insomnia, because this herb will put you to sleep. So it's not something that I recommend for everybody or anything, but just people who suffer from insomnia. Now Mulungu is a Brazilian tree, I believe, and the part used in the medicinal aspect is the bark of it. And I tried the bark from the internet a while back, and it had absolutely no effects. But I think that's because I got it from, somebody that sent me old bark or something, and it just didn't work. The new bark that I got was from ktbotanicals.com, and the variety of Mulungu, it was called Verna, or something like that. I'll list it in the description. Verna Mulungu, and it's really effective. I mean, if you have insomnia, this will most likely put you to sleep. It's not going to knock you out, but it makes you drowsy and gets you into that state where sleep is easy to achieve. So yeah, Mulungu, good stuff. Next is valerian. Now valerian is very controversial out there because a lot of people say it works, some people say it doesn't work. Like, in my personal opinion, it's very, very mild. It's not something that a severe insomnia could take and instantly be cured from insomnia. What it does is you barely even feel it, but it gives you this type of mental clarity that allows you to fall asleep and drift into sleep. But if you suffer from like extreme insomnia or whatever, like, I really don't see how valerian will do anything. Like, that's why a lot of people say they don't even feel anything from valerian, because it's so mild. Like, if you suffer from mild insomnia or whatever, like, it might, or regular just times where you just can't sleep, valerian will help you. But I don't know, I definitely recommend Mulungu as a insomnia cure or tonic, whatever. I'm not gonna say it'll cure you from insomnia, but it's way better than valerian in my opinion. But I just want to throw valerian out there because it does work, but it's mild. Next is a species of herbs called Pedicularis. Now, Pedicularis are herbs. There's Pedicularis densiflora, called Indian head, I think. And then there's elephant's head, and there's various different species and such. But I'll list the Latin name in the description, and you guys can look up all the different varieties. No, the first one's called, it's Pedicularis. Densiflora is called Indian warrior. I call it Indian head. But yeah, anyway, I'll put the species name in the description and you guys can look it up by yourself, because there's various amounts of species of this particular herb and they all do work and they all do the same thing, and it's technically a sedative slash tranquilizer. Really mellows you out and helps you go to sleep. Mulungu and Pedicularis are definitely my top herbs for insomnia because they do work effectively. Now, Pedicularis mostly works smoked, but you could use it as a tea as well, but I think smoking is the better way to do it because you feel the effects quicker, faster, and whatnot. But that's just my opinion. So yeah, that's Pedicularis. And again, for insomnia, I have listed Kratom, or Kratom, however it's pronounced. But make sure to use, for both for the anti-anxiety and for insomnia, use a kratom that's sedating, such as Bali, and I think Indo is sedating, whereas Mangda and the other different strains and species are actually stimulating. So get Bali kratom. It's probably the best for things of this sort. If you suffer from like severe insomnia and you just can't get to sleep, kratom will get you there for sure. So yeah, but try all other herbs beforehand. Like I said, kratom is last resort. Now I'm almost gonna wrap this video up because it's probably super long already, but I'm gonna just list a couple of herbs that are just for general maintenance and overall mental health, to keep you in that state of mental stability. And those are Reishi mushrooms. Reishi mushrooms, really good stuff. Like I said, I'm not really going to get into this because I made a video about Reishi already. Research it, look up information about Reishi on the internet. There's plenty. It's a good herb. Next is Polyrachis Ant extract. Now, this stuff really helped me get back to myself. I suffered from lots of things, lots of stress and whatnot, and Polyrachis really just gave me the motivation and the drive and the feeling that everything's going to be okay. It's an androgenic herb, which means that it's makes you feel, in my personal opinion, it's not androgenic because females take it as well, and they also feel benefits and whatnot, but what I feel is that it really ramps up the body. Like, it doesn't give you energy like caffeine does, but it gives you natural energy and motivation through minerals and vitamins because it's rich in zinc and a lot of different things. So Polyrachis Ant extract, good stuff. Next is probably the obvious things, not really herbs, but the three last things I'm going to recommend is exercise, meditation, and diet. Now, exercise is important for mental well-being, physical well-being, and just in general. Exercise should be done by everybody, no matter what you do. You could ride a bike, you could swim, you could run, you could walk, you could do any type of exercise. As long as you do something for like 30 minutes a day, it'll help you with anxiety, insomnia, and it'll keep you in a balanced state of health at all times. Exercise really helps. And it's healthy for you, and it's free. I mean, how can you complain? Meditation, obviously, another one that's free and helpful, and research has been done about it. Meditate at least 15 minutes a day, and it doesn't have to be proper meditation sitting cross-legged in a dark room. You could put on some nice relaxing music, just clear your mind, let the music take you away, and focus on your breath for 15 minutes, and there you go. You have your meditation. It's not that complicated. You'll feel the benefits very quickly if you keep doing that on a daily basis. And obviously diet. Now, diet, when it comes to mental health, my diet also suffered in the previous months that I was talking about in my life. Diet is important because it gives you nutrients to your brain, and it helps. Basically, what you put into your body is the primary source of energy, and your body uses that to survive and to thrive. So obviously diet's going to be an important thing. So try to eat better foods. I'm not saying go all out there and go all organic or vegetarian or whatever, but just do what you can with whatever budget you have. Go out there and try to eat as healthy as you can. Get as many vegetables as you can, as many fruits as you can, and just in general eat healthy. Cut down on the meat a little. It sounded kind of perverted, but that there was no pun intended in that. Sorry. But yes, cut down on the intake of meat and animal products and whatnot, and you'll be okay. And obviously, confidence and somebody to talk to is also a good thing to have. You know, a good resource to have in your how should I say it? Something that's available to you. I mean, talking to somebody and having confidence that you'll give back to yourself and you'll be better again is something that really helps out too. So if you have somebody cool that you could talk to or whatever, if you want to shoot me a message on YouTube or whatnot, I'm kind of busy right now, so I don't really get back to messages or Facebook or any of that stuff right now, but I'll see if I can get back to your messages when I can. So just write a comment on the video or something, and I'll see what I can do to help you out. So yeah, that pretty much wraps up the video. It's probably longer than it should have been. But yeah, guys, I'm back, and I'm going to start making videos frequently, and the next videos that I plan on making will be way shorter than this one, and it'll be about various other topics. But I just wanted to share this topic because I recently went through this stuff personally, so this is what helped me out. This is what I recommend to you guys.